Hello everybody, I hope you all have an amazing day. We're doing another little variant here. We're back on the Chess 960 Fisher Random, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, hopefully this will be a good laugh, because I'm still not quite feeling 100% with the old, what is it? The normal rapid, you know. I think my chess is good. You know, we won that tournament on Saturday. I think there's just a disconnect between, you know, my chess and my online chess. You know, I feel like there's just a disconnect there, which is fine. You know, I have played this game long enough to know that your rating fluctuates like crazy sometimes, and that's just the way it is. That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of rating systems. But yeah, sometimes it is a bit annoying and it gets in your head, and you just have to deal with that. And we're dealing with that by trying to, I don't know, save our rating by not playing. I am still playing like Blitz and stuff, and Bullet in my own time, which is cool, but probably actually detrimental to my chess. But hey, when has that ever bothered me? It's a bit of fun, really, and I'm just trying to have fun. I think that's the best way I personally get out of a slump, is by having fun. So that's the way it is. I'm still having my lessons, just had one actually today, which was great fun. Some very hard sort of puzzles and stuff in there, which is always good to see. And yeah, can I just do this? After that, I'm a bit worried. Do I push this myself? I think I do. Yeah, and seal theirs off. That's fine, I think, because we potentially have this. Long castles here. Ooh. No, it just takes and push, surely. No. Nah, I didn't mean to do that. Misclick. That's fine. Actually, no, that's very interesting, because we can take that bishop, and that's semi-permanently out of the game. They're going to have to work to fix that. We can... we can consider taking this knight. You can consider that with like a knight there or something, depending on what they do. I think we actually do that, you know. I think we actually do that, and we free up this light square bishop after, with like a knight there works. Threatening this pawn, and they're gonna have to play something like that to cover. Or they go there. At which point we're threatening their bishop. Oh, this is complicated. Okay, so you go there. And now I take that. And I take that. And is that... Am I down a pawn from that? No, because I'm threatening the rook. So do I get a piece from that? That's an insane series of trades. So I get the rook. Get the exchange. We get the exchange. And we can still castle either way, by the way, which is insane. I can consider a check. Absolutely mental, because queen can block for one. I can castle. Probably just going to... Ooh, I don't even know about castling, to be honest. This rook's doing a really good job of controlling these light squares. You go there. So I'm just going to... Well, I'm going to take this and threaten your rook. For starters, I think. And then take your bishop. I can even threaten your... No. Maybe even go there and just disrupt their pawn structure. Is a shout. I think. I don't know. I think rook there works. That's insane. Surely not. I just take. I'm up a piece. Yeah, I'm just up a piece here, no? You go there. Ah, that's a pretty cool tactic. I like that. That's pretty. That's pretty. Well, I've got to save my rook. Yeah, that's a pretty tactic. I like that. Yeah. So I'll go probably here. I could short castle. I could short castle, which was that's a thing I can do, definitely, for sure. I'm threatening to take this and this. So maybe just a queen there. That works. I can no longer long castle. Am I gonna? I don't think I'm gonna castle at all, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna go there and threaten to take this. What's that doing? Not much, to be honest. Not much. Just go rook there. I can think about this this lift here. Getting the king, getting this rook out, and then I'm just up at rook. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm just up at rook. Yeah, even on pawns. Amazing, amazing. Not often you get that. Not often you get that at all. Queen there, I don't think is a good move, right? I can just take the pawn. This guy's tricky though. There, this seems fine. Yeah, I can just do that. I can even lift this rook up. Oh, you go there. Ah. Well, then I can just go there, surely. And just block it. Block the open file, I think. With threats of check. I don't know if check does anything or not, but we are also threatening to take that. That's interesting, actually. I just throw in the check, though. I just throw in the check. Even rook back works, I think. I don't want to, though. You go there. That's insanity. Surely not. Surely not. I'm going to do this and go king up, I think. And after check, I'm going to go there. And then my queen's covering this pawn was the idea, I think. They have a lot of counterplay. Well, they have some counterplay, I guess. Once I sort this rook out, you know, we're playing up a rook, basically. Because we're playing without it at the minute, but we should be solving that soonish. Rook there loses to that, I believe. Queen there. I can just go rook there, even. Or just like that works as well. I think that's nice. You go there. You're threatening check there. Okay. They're tricky. They are tricky. I like it. I respect it. How do we solve that? How do we solve that, actually? There. Oh, pawn takes. There. Oh, God, that's scary. Can I not just go there? Oh, it's not nice, though. You've just undone all our work. There. Do I get anything after king there? This is tough. Am I just going to have to go there and live with that? I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to. Oh, we can just go there. No, we said that there. Then there. There, that's even worse. We could just ignore it, though. There. We could just ignore this, though, to be fair. Probably not. Let's go there. Worst case, we go like there or something. That works, I think. Rook there works, surely. I think. I don't know. I don't know. This is such a weirdly complicated position. Oh, you're throwing that check? Oh, get the pawn. That can't be right, though. You can't... No, I can't do that because the rook's there. Ah! Okay. Well... Let's do that. At least it gives us an extra square, I guess. Then think about rook there after queen takes. Rook there. Rook takes, queen takes. Queen takes. There. That works, right? Check. And go there. That's nice, I think. That is also a massive threat, actually. How do you stop that? How do you actually stop that? That's a huge threat. I don't think you can stop that, right? With threat of mate. King back, I guess. Go there. Just repeat. I don't want to repeat. I'm not repeating the position. No way. No way, Jose. I guess rook there works, right? There. So, there. So king there. Then I just go there. Yeah. So there. There only move. Oh, then you take. Then check, and then win the rook. Yeah, that works, right? There's no checks they've got. I don't think so. That just seems nice, right? Just seems nice. And then I've got this threat as well, which is huge. I think this is just, this, like, is good, right? I think this is good. I think this is good. And it kind of all leans on this pawn, to be honest. After push. That is just the same, right? That's an interesting one. At which point, no, I just check, right? And that's mate. After that. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. This is just good. That's... actually a really good move. There. Well, I just trade off queens, right? So what if you go there? Then just there? There. No, there it takes. So you go there. And then there. Seems winning. There. Yeah, that's got to be winning, right? So we just continue with the plan. Go there. Is the idea. If not, we just trade off the queens. Yeah, we just trade off the queens then. And pray that we stop these two pawns. We are behind them, so I'm pretty confident. Pretty confident. I think that was probably the wrong move. I think you got there. We'll just stop this rook. Eating all our pawns. You go there. Go there. I'll let you have that one. Yeah. And then we just go there. And then we probably just double up on the 7th, right? Or the 2nd. Is the easiest way. I think. Smart. Smart from you, to be fair. Just go there. Takes. Can I pre-move? I can pre-move. Oh, that changes things. I like a good pre-move. Yeah, we'll just go there and hit it this way. So the rooks are covering each other. I think. Yeah, we're up a pawn as well, so we should just be winning this, right? We just got there just to stop any sort of counterplay. Actually, yeah, then I can just go there. Start pushing that. Worst case, I come up. Check. There. I've got that as a threat because that pawn's pinned. So they can't do anything with that. I had takes anyway. No, let's not pre-move that. Ooh. I don't think that would have made a difference, to be honest. But, yeah. This is going to be very hard to stop, especially after that. In fact. There. So, there. Oh, you just push the pawn again? Yeah. That's the way to do it. Just push the pawn again. Tasty. That's quite a nice little end game. To say we're up a whole rook, you know, we still have a bit of technique to do. And we'll just take this with the rook. And then promote. Simple as. Go down there afterwards. Takes. King there, go down. That works as well, I guess. Sure. We'll just go this way. Then win this. Oh, you can't pre-move more than once? Oh, that's a shame. Go there. Go there. Go there. 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 Is this the most efficient mate? I don't even know, to be honest. Probably there, right? Yeah. Ooh. Let's not stalemate. Just there. Probably just there, right? That works. And there. And then we walk it in. There we go. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. Let's have a quick look through. I still don't think I can use the engine on this, which is a shame. But let's look at the starting position. So this is really unique because you've got two basically fianchetto bishops already. So that's crazy. But the good news is the knights are very sort of good at blocking because the knights are in the center as well, which is insane to think about. You know, your knights and bishops are basically on the opposite squares that they start on. So both these knights and bishops can block each other, basically, which is insane. So what's the best sort of strategy? I went with this, I think. Oh, no, they went with that. I brought the knights out because they get the tempo with the bishop. Not that they're actually threatening anything. But yeah, maybe best move would to be this one. So you can get your queen and your rook out. And then you do the pawn. Then you do the knight. So you're not blocking this in. And then you can also go there. So you're freeing up this bishop as well. Let's have a look at from the white side. What the best sort of idea would be then. Probably the same thing, right? Rook takes. But the thing is, if you take off the bishop too early, you're basically like Black's plan is clear. You know, you're going to castle the other direction. So you sort of want to leave the bishops with a bit of tension, I think. So white probably wants to castle long, and black probably wants to castle short. Especially if they have this pawn in. This is going to be quite easy to push against the king. So maybe you do need some central control then as black. Yeah. Maybe you go this one and this one. And then you can get the knights out here. Still have this really strong bishop. And you've got opportunity for a rook to come out as well. With the queen as well. I think that's probably it. We did a similar thing without this pawn push. We did this. I don't think that's probably good. It's blocking your queen in a bit. We did sort of double fianchetto. Got the knights here rather than in the center. Sort of more aimed at the king. And a bit symmetrical as well. This pawn push is really annoying. And that's why I think this would be a good move. Especially with the knight here. Just stopping this so your bishop's got more control. We're sort of forced to play this, I think. And then we give up a pawn here. They can just take this. You know, we only have one defender. This bishop's blocked in. They don't. And then we sort of are allowed to keep it. And I think we just go up a piece here, right? We can't take this first because the knight covers. So we take the knight first. Then the bishop. Then that bishop. I think... I don't even know. Do you take... Yeah, take... And then you just go the exchange. So you've got to take this now. And then you're up the exchange. Black can't castle this side, so that's good at least. No, you're just down a rook here. What? There. What the hell happened there? Yeah, so what's their blunder then? Well, the blunder for first is not taking the pawn. And then probably just taking this pawn is just the blunder, right? Yeah. Trade. Yeah, and then they definitely made it worse by not taking the knight. Definitely made it worse by not taking the knight. Although this is a pretty strategy. This is a pretty tactic. I don't think I can avoid it, really. Other than just throwing in the check, I guess, to disrupt the pawn structure. And then this is just a pretty neat endgame. They had some complications with the rook coming over. But I think we handled it pretty soundly. With getting the queen and the rook up here. Trading it off and then just winning the pawns. And, yeah, winning the game, basically. Anyway, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully tomorrow we will see. No guarantees. No guarantees. But I am really enjoying the variants. So at least that's a positive. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.